Hi guys, today on Not a Nail Tech, we are going to be trying to recreate these nails by the Nails Coven, which are absolutely gorgeous. They're very funky, very Christmassy, very party influenced. So we're going to start off with Serious Black, and this is going to be the base for our chrome. Now that's cured, we're going back in with one of our solid pigment powders, and this is a beautiful gold shade, and we're just going to buff that all in and make sure that none of the areas are left uncovered, and then get rid of all of the excess chrome as well. The Nails Coven have definitely used a glitter gel polish on theirs, but I just fancied using some chrome just to show off what it looks like. Next I'm going in with some top coat, and I'm just going to put a generous layer of this over the top of the chrome. Now that's cured, I'm going to be using Evergreen and Supersonic, and I'm just going to be creating some little designs on the nails in these colours, and I'll also be using Burlesque at some point, but not on this nail, but I thought I'd show you it now just so you can see it. So I'm just starting off with a dot and then using one of our teeny tiny detail brushes and just pulling out the edges for the star. I'm just going back over some of the areas on here just to make sure they're sitting how I want them. I'm just going to be doing the same with Supersonic, popping on a generous dot of gel polish and then using one of our detail brushes just to pull out the edges of the star. Next I'm just using our Clear as Day Builder Gel, and I'm just using this to adhere some rhinestones on. It just means that they'll sit on really nicely and stay nice and secure. So I'm just popping a dot everywhere that I'm going to be popping a rhinestone. And here you can see we've got this selection of rhinestones that we sell, and I'm just going to be putting a mixture of those on the nail just to make it really funky and stand out. I'm using our picker-upper pen to do this, and it makes it really useful, apart from when you do silly things like me and drop them all over the table. Now that's cured for 60 seconds, I'm going in with Birthday Suit, and this is going to be the base for one of our other nails. I'm just going to be popping on 2 layers of this and making sure it's cured in between for 60 seconds. Also, I feel like we need to talk about these gloves. I have quite long fingers, which means that no matter what size gloves I get, they're either far too small or wrinkly on the sides. Does anyone have any recommendations for some really good ones? Because it would be really helpful. Now that second layer's cured, I'm just going to go in with some top coat and put a generous layer of that on, and then cure that for 60 seconds as well. I'm just going in with one of our buffing blocks now and just taking off all of the shine from that nail, and it's because we're going to be doing some isolated chrome, and it means nothing will stick in the wrong places. So I'm going to use Serious Black, and I'm just going in and I'm just going to try and create some stars. So stars are pretty difficult to get right, but luckily I don't really want them to look perfect. I want them to look a little bit funky and have lots of character. So I'm just going round and marking out the outside of the star, and then I'll fill it in once I'm happy with the shape. just going in and doing another second star. You might want to flash cue it in between these just to make sure that nothing moves where you don't want it to. Now I'm happy with the shape of those stars. I'm going to pop them in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds and take our chrome powder again and buff that into those stars. Once the chrome powder's buffed in well, I'm going to take a buffing brush and just get rid of all of the rest of the excess chrome. Next I'm going in with Evergreen and I'm just going to be popping on some dots just wherever I feel it needs it. I've done the same with Supersonic as well, and then next I'm just going in and making a little squiggle, and it kind of gives it a bit of a 90s nostalgia Christmas party vibes. Now that's cured, I'm just going to go in with top coat to seal all of that in. And if you've ever seen me do chrome before, I will have told you many times that you need to pop on 2 layers of top coat. And I know this from experience because I wear a lot of chrome on my nails myself, because chrome is a little bit delicate. You just want it well sealed in. And here you go, I'm just popping on another layer just to make sure it doesn't get scratched. And the same with the second nail. And what I've done today is I've actually made a set of 4 just so you can see what it looks like as a full set. Here you can see one of the other nails I've designed, and this one does have some of that burlesque on so you can see it in action. And there we go. What do you think, guys? I think they've turned out pretty well, and I think somewhat accurate to the original, although they did use a glitter gel polish and I've decided to go with chrome. Let us know what you think down in the comments, and all of the products I've used today will be in the easy ordering link. See you later.